Here are 5 things I'm changing in my potted orange care tree routine to help it grow fruit. My orange tree started with 3 tiny fruits, then there were 2, and now I'm down to just 1. Yes, losing some young fruit can be completely natural, but I changed 5 things in my care routine to give this last orange the best possible chance. Hi, I'm Olga. I'm growing plants in an ordinary apartment and learning as I go. Once a citrus tree is growing fruit, and consistent watering can become a problem. I don't let the soil dry out completely, but I don't keep it constantly wet either. I check the soil first, and when the top layer feels dry, I water thoroughly and let the excess water drain out. I also use room temperature water instead of very cold water. The goal is simple: no drought, no swamp, and no sudden changes. I also rinse the leaves in the shower to remove dust and check for pests. The water should also be at room temperature. Sometimes I just use a simple spray bottle for misting on their leaves. One thing I always keep in mind: I only mist early morning or evening, never when the sun is out. Some people say water drops on leaves can act like tiny lenses and burn them in direct sun. Do you agree? Or maybe you've had this experience? Please write me in comments. Citrus trees need a lot of light, especially when they are growing fruit. Mine gets several hours of direct sunlight near the window. Growing fruit takes a lot of energy, and a citrus tree in a pot has access to only a limited amount of soil. I feed mine with a citrus fertilizer, following the instructions on the label. I apply it to a damp soil, never completely dry soil, to reduce the risk of damaging the roots. My tree also needs fresh soil, but I don't want to disturb the roots while it's growing fruit. So here's a little trick. I carefully remove the top 2 centimeters of old soil and replace it with a fresh soil. It's not a full repot, but it helps the tree to get through until I can repot it properly. Citrus trees don't like it when its position towards the sun changes, so I try not to turn the pot. I keep my tree in the same bright spot and only move it when I need to water or clean it. I mark it pot position on the floor and on the pot itself, so after watering I can put it back in the same place and direction. The last problem is anything that takes energy away from the tree. Here in Portugal, I regularly find pests on my plants, so I check both sides of the leaves, the branches and the soil. I remove what I can by hand or rinse it off, and when necessary I use a treatment made for that specific pests. I also remove weeds and unwanted shoots. Shoots growing below the graft point come from the rootstock, and I don't want the tree spending energy on them instead of the canopy and fruit. So, this is my routine now. Consistent watering, plenty of light, regular feeding, fewer sudden changes, and frequent pest checks. Please tell me in the comments what helped your tree keep its fruit. If you want to see what happens to this little orange, like the video and subscribe for the next update.